Happy April 17th. Happy birthday to Grant Layman. Hello. As it came out of my mouth, I was like, wait, this is a very important day. Andrea became a mom on this day.
I know. I was telling him last night at dinner that I had already been laboring for like a lot of
Hours.
hours. And then it was still 24 hours later that he was born. 31-hour labor. That was fun. And he's working this morning. So he's going to be leaving while I'm in the middle of this call. So we'll get
If
to
you hear
celebrate
him,
tonight.
go give him a big smooch because
Okay, I might. I
17
might
year
hop
old
up. I might hop up to go
17-year-old boys love getting big wet kisses from their moms in the
smooches from their
morning. I know.
mom.
I
I
know from
know.
experience. All right, y'all. My dad is on the call today, and I just want to say that as a testament to the fact that he watched the recording last week and he told us how great it was, that he did not want to have to watch the recording. He's up having breakfast. So he said, I'm just going to join live so I don't have to take my time later to watch a recording. We hope, and we have been putting this everywhere we can think of, in the Living Well Now Brand Partners group on Facebook, on our YouTube, in emails, in our text messages. We just want to get the information out to you and your colleagues about how to build your business in 4 simple weeks of information. And I'm super glad my dad just turned his camera off because I did notice he was in his jammy pants. So there's that. All right, Andrea, what are we talking about today? Well, first of all, take us back to last week when we talked about one-liners. I would love to know if anybody had practiced this or had an opportunity to share a one-liner with folks as you're writing your story and funneling it down. Anyone? Anyone? Oh yeah, Sheila, come live, tell us.
Yeah, when I had my um April event last week, it
Yeah.
was so fun because so many people were coming in really fast. And so I was able to just spout out a one-liner and get them involved. And they had so much fun. And even my security guard here at Greenfield Village, I said it to her. And she was all sad that she didn't get to come. So she's coming by this week to talk to me. Yeah.
So Sheila, what did it sound like? I know it probably changed depending on who you were greeting, but what did it sound like in general?
Yeah, but it just said I'm a caring person who wants to help you understand how to improve your health and transition your life into a toxin-free or low toxin. I did say low toxin environment. And then they were walking through my house and I had signs everywhere in my house, little testimonials from my brother and little things like that. So when they walked through the house, they got to see here's the little, they were just like one sentence little signs.
Oh,
So
I wish we had a video of, I wish you had videoed that, like
Will
showing
you,
yeah,
me.
I should have.
did you gather your signs? Can you take a
I
photo
I
of them?
have them. Yeah, I
Okay,
have them.
post them in Brand Partners so we can enjoy
Okay,
just getting inspiration from how you shared. Because even that visual, right, is so, I mean, yes, it was a bit of a housewarming because you've just kind of established your new place, but
right,
also it's this way of showing people the toxin-free home.
exactly.
I
Yeah,
love that.
yeah.
Very
I
fun.
love
It
that.
was
Sheila,
fun.
that's fantastic. Good
But
This,
job.
that one liner came from I actually have it on my door. So I practice. And that was the key. That was why it just came off like that.
I am a caring person who helps people find,
Understand
understand.
how to improve their health and transition into a low toxin household. Yeah.
love
That's
it. Love it.
people resonate with that same statement from Sheila, right? I'm a caring person who helps people understand their health. Awesome. Okay, so you can take time. I sent this out, or we got this sent out this week in email. So you can use this graphic. I'll post it again in Brand Partners and fill in the gaps, print it like Sheila did for yourself so that you can practice, so that it just starts to roll off your tongue. And maybe your security guard someday will want to come to your house. Check it as well. I It's
I used
similar
I
to,
used half of the one-liners at the vendor event last week.
how did
So I
that
didn't
go?
do, I didn't do that I'm a caring I didn't do it I'm a person whatever because they were just walking by. I was just trying to like say something real quick to catch them. So I was just saying I help people with low energy and cravings. And I had some people stop by like, what do you have for energy?
And
So
it has to be tangible. Andrea, that is so important that you said that. So low tox, I can picture, cravings, I can picture, right? So you've got to use words that are tangible to people so that they understand what you're actually doing. It's not enough to say feel better, right? Like feel better from what? Feel
in
better
what
in my,
way? Yeah.
yeah. I'm about ready because I'm hearing so much about how people are pooping better on balance and burn. I'm about ready to just say I'm a caring person who helps people poop better. I mean, can that be any more clear? I'm not really going to say that, but you catch my drift here, right? I will. In all seriousness, we got to host the event here at my house on Friday for the YL day, and I was most. I overheard somebody say, "I went back to the bathroom to wash my hands because the new fresh lemon scent was in my pump," and they were like, "I just wanted to have that smell in my hands when I left."
It was so fun. So many new customers and prospects and just getting to see people experience these products for the first time. Some of us who've been around for a long time are it's like, oh, essential oils, oh, you know what I mean? We're very familiar with it. And you have to like put yourself back in the place of somebody who's just discovering all of this for the first time. And it's really exciting.
I'm gonna go off for a second, Andrea. I'm gonna
Go
go off
ahead.
script. I promise that I just thought if you guys have not seen this, I feel like this belongs in this recording, and then we'll go right to pre-Power 5. You good with that?
Yep.
This is the video I want to share because I thought this was amazing. All right. And we'd only watched the beginning 30 seconds, and I didn't realize it was going to be so impactful. Check this out. Some of you may have missed it. Oh, hold on. I have to make sure I share the sound with it too. Oh, no, that's not it either. Hold on. Is that it? Can you see her?
We see her.
You see Mary?
Yeah.
Okay.
We've had people call or send messages and say, how could you call a product thieves? But they didn't know the story. Gary was always into history. He went to the British Museum. He went down in the archives and was just thumbing through books. And he said things kept coming up about the plague.
There was this group of thieves that were able to go into the houses where people had died of the plague.
According to legends, the thieves would use botanicals, essences, to protect themselves. So that really made him curious. He was just driven to do research. And his whole thing was about what the essential oils could do to help someone else. And so thieves began to take on a life of its own. Thieves lozenges, toothpaste, and it evolved into the household cleaner. He was looking at how he could make life better.
Thieves is an incredible blend. It has rosemary, lemon, cinnamon, clove, and eucalyptus radiata. And we needed to find dedicated partner farms that really wanted the best quality possible.
We manage about 4,000 acres of smallholder farmers where we procure our raw materials from cinnamon to cloves. Harvesting cloves is a manual job. Our farmers are really good climbers and they know what to do. We are the first company in Sri Lanka to export organic essential oils. It's not only about being pesticide-free, it's about traceability and sustainability as well. We have Young Living specifications which are really strict, and before it even leaves our door, all these parameters are tested.
The lemon farm, we've been working with Trapino. They have beautiful agricultural practices. Their greenhouse was impeccably clean. There's no GMOs. They take such care with the new trees and the cover crop and the regenerative agriculture. And then they have a separate facility where they extract the essential oils. And then just like Young Living's farms, they have an on-site laboratory.
Rosemary is endemic to Morocco. The pressure on wildcrafted rosemary is huge. It's vanishing progressively. So when we started this about 7 years ago, we decided to farm everything that's wild and jeopardized. We are proud to work with Young Living. We share some values. Everything is completely natural. We don't use any additives, fertilizers. We have 2 plants, 1 distillation, 1 extraction. Quality for us is a really important matter because that's the way to make a difference.
We farm a number of different oils, including eucalyptus.
What helps to give consistency to quality is we've got agronomists, and then they will go out and teach our growers our philosophy, how to do regenerative farming.
They pick out by hand any impurities to ensure that only the best oil arrives.
For me, there's nothing more important than seed to seal, in the fact there's nothing more important than knowing what you're buying.
Okay, I'm going to post the rest of it in the group later. But did anyone else just like mouth drop when you heard all 5 ingredients origination? And I had multiple people tell me from the class that they were so glad that we got a chance to hear about how we source our plants, because they didn't realize what went into it. And I just don't want to lose sight of that in everything that we're talking about. We're not just selling fun fragrances, right? We are selling plants that are grown and harvested sustainably in regenerative farms with people who are actually being blessed by the community. Andrea, I'll never forget in Croatia when we came to the farm there, and I know Diamond Retreat is going to be there next week, so you're going to see a lot of photos from folks that are visiting the Croatian farm. But the man that took us on our tour said, we have been able to sustain this small community because of hiring people to work on our Helichrysum farm, Young Living's Helichrysum farm in Croatia. And I don't want to lose sight of that, because this is so valuable to people who wonder, is Young Living going to be around long? Well, is the world, are plants going to be around long? God, I hope so. Like, pray to God, I hope so, right? So those are the things that we have to keep kind of lifting up and sharing with people. But I'll post the full thing over in the lifestyle group later this morning, because that was
the story is just so powerful. The story between one blend, the story between, about one blend that we, use without even thinking about it all of the time, right?
And that led to a new rebrand on the Thieves Home Kit, right? A healthy home reset kit. And it's 15% off through the end of the month, like 15% off any new customer getting started. So this becomes about $100 to start to swap your products from toxic chemicals to, as Sheila so aptly said, low tox. Okay. All right. So we want to walk you through a process that we have learned over the last few months. This is called the pre-power of 5. Andre,
and I want to preface. Yeah, I want to preface.
Go ahead and preface.
I want to preface it because our focus is talking just for a few minutes here about inviting today. And so you're going to see embedded within this pre-power of 5, part of it is about inviting, right? And so the focus of pre-power of 5 is for you to help a new brand partner. What do you do, right? I think a lot of times, I was just saying this to Ange, I think a lot of times people hesitate to bring brand partners into the business is because they don't know what to do as the leader. You feel like, well, how do I help somebody get started? Like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. What actions do I have them do? So this pre-power of 5 is a resource. You'll have the link. You'll have this Canva link that you can use, save it in your notes. And anytime you bring a brand partner on, this is how you help them to get started. All right. So within this is the inviting. So you're thinking right now through the lens of yourself, like, okay, what do I do to invite? And then also, how do I help somebody with inviting being part of the process using this pre-Power 5? I'll tell you just a quick story. The last brand partner that I brought on a couple of weeks ago, I took her through this. And you guys, she enrolled somebody that week, just even without me. I was like, when you have people who have questions, like, let me know. I'll help you with responding and whatever. And she just enrolled them like that after going through this process. Last thing I'm going to say about inviting is that it really is the crux of our business. It is the thing, right? Because without inviting, you can be an okay closer and still enroll people. But if you're not inviting people to look at the products and to look at the business, how are you going to grow anything? If nobody knows because you haven't invited them to come to a class or to check out you heard them talking about their energy and you sent them something inviting them to check out a video or whatever it is, how do they know to enroll with you? They don't know. So we have to become master inviters and make it something that we're doing daily. I'll tell you that this last this spring launch class that we had the most new customers and prospects that we have had at a class in a long time. And I know why it is. And I'll just say this, we didn't process this totally. I know why it is. It's because in February and March, we were doing the boot camp, the morning, Monday through Friday boot camp. And so we were in the habit of those 5 days a week, inviting people to come to something. And a lot of those people who came this last class, last weekend, they were people who had been invited to like a wellness connection the month before and they couldn't come to it. And so they came to it this time, right? Because we were in contact with these people, inviting them to things. And so I think the biggest thing with inviting is just getting in the habit of doing it consistently and realizing that you have to invite a good amount of people to get some yeses, right? This was very apparent to me this week, actually. Now, this was more follow-up than inviting because I had invited these people once before. But this week, I'm going for that incentive for the balance and burn thing, right? And I'm getting pretty close. And so it's like, I'm like, this month is this, I have 2 weeks left to make this happen. And so this week I was like, okay, I'm going to reach out to 20 people every day, like follow-ups as well as like new people. So a combo between follow-ups and new people. So I have so far this week, I've reached out to, I missed yesterday. So I've reached out to 60-ish people. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I did the work. So, and I've enrolled 3. Okay. So reached out to 60, enrolled 3. So I want you guys to see, like, as leaders in Living Well Now, it's not like everybody I talk to just enrolls. Nope. It's the same ratios. Now there's a couple other people out of that 60 that I'm in talks with. So maybe the ratio will end up being 1 in 15 or something like that. But we have to talk to a lot of people to get one, right? And so if you just remember that, and a lot of these people are people that I talked to 2 months ago, 3 months ago, what did I do? I knew they were interested. And so I put their need back in front of them and I said, hey, here are some updates of what's been going on in the last few months. And I sent them some pictures and I sent them some testimonials that I just found in the groups, like the various balance and burn groups I'm in. Just snapshotted some testimonials of people and what they're experiencing, shared a couple of my own with people in my life. And 3 of them said yes so far. So it really is about a consistent, like, daily action and making it part of your day. All right.
Okay, so the pre-Power 5, you guys have the Canva link in the chat right now, and we'll put it in the comments and the video notes when we share the video as well. But the pre-Power 5 really has to do with helping your new person, your new brand partner, create their memory jogger, just like you guys worked on last week. And Andrea, there were a few people that responded to that in our group. And you should intentionally come up with at least 10 product contacts and 10 income contacts to get started. So we've given you some of those memory jogger ideas already. Then you're looking to plan an event so that you have something to invite to. So if you're not going to host the event, then you look for something that works for your calendar, whether it is the Monday after the reset. So it would be the 27th of April would be the next reset call, testimonial night. Maybe you'll have
Tonight is a wellness opportunity call.
A wellness opportunity call last night, Andrea. It was the 16th.
Oh.
The wellness opportunity call.
I had it as Thursday in my, really?
It is Thursday, last night.
Oh my gosh. But did I say I was gone all day yesterday?
All day. And it still was Thursday, even though you weren't there. But here's the thing. You guys can read through this at your own convenience, but then you're having conversations and asking people what their 2 or 3 areas of health is that they would want to improve so that you can suggest products that would help them match that need, right? So this is what 2 to 3 areas of your health would you love to improve? But you don't start with that, obviously. So down here on the last page, this is how you can start to invite people before you ask them about their health goals, right? Andrea, will you note this out loud to everyone?
People will say no to a written invitation 89% of the time and yes to a verbal invitation 90% of the time. We tried this out at the Wellness Connection last month because they were telling us, they were giving us this stat, and I was like, really? And so as I was inviting to the next Wellness Connection, I was like, okay, I want, like, what were my ratios when I was just writing? And it was, it was probably close to that, like 10% were saying yes. And then as I started doing voice messages, even if they couldn't come, their response and their interest in it was much higher when they heard that like person-to-person connection. So the more you can leave like a little voice memo for somebody so they can hear your inflection, they can hear your excitement, they can hear, Sheila, that I'm somebody who helps people to find, non-toxic or low tox solutions. It does. It makes a difference. Absolutely.
And you remind them why they came to mind, not like, hey, you came to mind. That's very generic and very spammy. But instead, I remember that you commented on one of my posts about this. You've asked me about this recently. You mentioned in our conversation that you wanted to work on your health in 2026. How's that going? You said you were looking for something more natural. You said you wanted to lose weight, feel better, improve your metabolism, right? Something specific that gave you reason to reach out to them. And then what changes you've personally seen, or as Andrea did yesterday, found testimonials of other people who were having quick results, right? Less constant hunger and food noise, less ice cream after 9 p.m. Kidding. More stable energy during the day, calmer mood and clearer focus, not finishing my whole plate because I feel full. I mean, these are some ideas here. And then the casual invitation is, hey, I'm going to be jumping on a Zoom in a couple weeks to learn a little more and ask questions. I wanted to make sure you were invited too. It's super casual, just a space to hear some information, ask questions, and see if this might help you reach your goals. Would you like to join us? Right? That in and of itself is a voice message script, not a let me type it out and make it sound pretty. That's just, hey, here's some things that I'm thinking about, really thinking about, or getting them on the phone and talking to them about while this is going on. The second page then gives you some simple steps to start strong so that you can help someone get their business going. So in a couple minutes, I'm going to leave and go have an onboarding conversation with somebody, and I'm taking that with me. Like, this is where we go from here. I'm helping you get your first order started, but you've already told me that you think this is something you can share to help get your products paid for. So let's go ahead and set up the expectations that these are things I'm going to help you start. I'm going to help you get started with. And it's already laid out.
So that link is in there. So grab the link, save that into your notes so that you have this. This should feel empowering to you that like, okay, I know exactly what to do with somebody when they come in as a brand partner. And when you feel that energetically, like I know what to do, I can help somebody, then your chances of bringing somebody on as a brand partner goes up, right? Because you energetically have that confidence behind you. So, pre-Power of Five. So some of you are doing Power of Five with us, like you are paying the $30 a month to be in the Power of Five. And what that is a whole system behind the scenes with resources, whether you're doing social media or vendor events or in-person classes, or a combination of all of them. Have all of the resources, the daily tasks that go with it. And then in Power 5, we set up these kind of like boot camp thingies that is open to everybody, right? That you're not having to pay for. So I just wanted to put that in front of you because I know there's like 3 or 4 of you on the call who do Power 5 with us, maybe 4 or 5 of you on the call who do Power 5 with us. It has been very, very helpful. One of the other things we love about it is that it has the bots. Okay, it's Simplicity Tools is what it's called. And it has the bots where you can ask questions like, hey, somebody responded to me with this, help me figure out what to say. And it's already loaded with, it has all of the information about balance and burn and about Ningxia Red and the reset and all of that kind of stuff. So it gives you really good answers and responses. And it's been super helpful for me. So I just wanted to put that out there to you all again, that Power 5 is an option for you to do that. I know, Carmelita, we've talked about it and you're waiting until after all of your travels and everything. But if you're interested in that, just let us know and we can get you plugged into that. But okay, where I was going with that is that this pre-Power of 5 piece, as you bring a brand partner on, you're just helping them to get their first couple of customers, right? You want them to have that win. People stick much longer if they have helped somebody to enroll. And the stats show that it doesn't even have to be a high enrollment. If they get any check of any kind from the company, their loyalty goes way up. All right. So you want to help people get that first paycheck. After you've done the pre-Power 5 stuff with them, if you are in Power of 5, then the next step, like after you've helped them get to star perhaps, right? And they've got some of those little habits in place, would be then to invite them to do Power of 5 with you. All right. So I just wanted to give that because I know some of you are doing Power 5, some of you are not, but just kind of want to contextually give you some of that. But regardless of whether you're in Power 5 or not, that pre-Power of 5 thing is a great helpful tool just to help people get started. I just know the context of the wording Power 5 is kind of weird. So,
and
all right.
So Denise said in the chat too, she said, a great reminder to do this myself, which is exactly what we said when we were setting up this call today.
Layered.
So we're so glad that y'all were on live. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. And then Andrea, I'm going to let you finish questions and answers if there are things that we need to address.